so I got to make sure I don't get out of that habit.
Well, if that's my only quirk, I'm doing
Oh,
good.
there's a lot more, babe. A lot more.
Congratulations. I'm so excited to chat with you all about the wedding, your wedding special. So tell me, what has Newlywed life been like? Are you guys loving it?
Well, I mean, I think it's going pretty good. I mean, I think we've said it before, but for me, it just kind of solidifies the whole relationship. Marriage to me puts on like that button. And I think it, I don't know, just helps you remember and give you a reason why and what you're fighting for. And that's your relationship together.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been living together since January, so it's not like it's a whole new experience as far as being together, but there's a sense of ease, now that we're married. Yeah. There's, initially, we're living together. It's like, we each have our little quirks. Is this something that's going to last a lifetime? But since we've, gotten married, we've just decided it's going to last a lifetime. We're more wondering. So it's just easier.
Yeah.
And I think, there's nothing to say that, there won't be ups and downs, but I think, you just have a more powerful reason to really want to make it work.
Yeah.
And enjoy those happy times.
Definitely. What were some of those quirks that you had to get used to about living together?
Well, he's definitely a meat and potato guy. I'm used to eating a lot more veggies and stuff. And so I got to make sure I don't get out of that habit.
Well, if that's my only quirk, I'm doing
Oh,
good.
there's a lot more, babe. A lot more.
That's what you'll share today. I know we have this big wedding special coming up, and it kind of chronicles your story up until the wedding. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced before walking down the aisle?
Well, I think planning this wedding to me evolved. Because I was willing, to take on the whole thing because, I wanted that traditional wedding and stuff. And as time progressed, I was very happy that he wanted to be more involved. But then I had to, back off a little bit when I really wanted to pounce and, do it all. But no, I think it progressed. I think there's never enough time to plan something like that. And you just go with what you want. And the day of is going to be the day of.
Yeah, that's so true. No matter what happens, it's happening. The wedding is taking place. I mean, what were some of the biggest disagreements that you both had when it came to planning the wedding and, what was going to be had at the wedding, things like that?
Well, initially the wedding favors.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Bit of a challenge. Initially Amy wanted to do a hand-painted rock, with hearts on it, and which was nice. But I'm just thinking of some of the past weddings where I've been to, where you got a pretty decent swag bag at the wedding, and so I wanted to do a little bit more, and Amy's going, no.
Well, a swag bag. I've never gotten a swag bag at a wedding.
Well, I'm exaggerating,
except for,
but
like a cookie or some little trinket or whatever, and. I don't know, rocks have been kind of our thing or my thing. And so, yeah. And at first, I don't think Chris really understood my concept of the painted rock for the wedding favor and probably didn't communicate it to him well enough.
Well, I didn't realize also, when the process started, it was a lot more work. I mean, it was her and her two girlfriends,
3 weekends.
Lisa and Deb, put a lot of time into making those rocks special. But right there towards the end, I was able to do a little something too, and talked Amy into providing monogrammed drink mugs.
Like a mason jar.
Yeah, because we had our signature drink, and so then we provided our guests with a mug that they could take home with us that had our wedding date and stuff on it. So they got 2 gift items.
I love
so
that.
In the end, having a wedding favor was a rough road, and in the beginning, but in the end, it ended up being great.
The other one that we had a big conflict over was photos.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
She would have spent all day doing pictures, and I had to limit the time to an hour. To me, it was a day of celebration. I wanted to spend time with friends and family that had, traveled some of them traveled a long distance to be there for the wedding. I did not want to spend the day doing pictures, but she could have done that all day long. But,
well, I think the other thing was just the time schedule, because a lot of times people do their first look before everyone gets there. So you get a lot of those he and I photos and photos of each other individually and our bridal party and, things like that. So when you do the family ones, when they all come, if you want to do it that way, then, you have about a half hour. So we got photos done in probably about an hour.
Oh, that's impressive.
No, it was like way too quick.
That was perfect.
It was perfect. Were either one of you bridezilla, groomzilla at all?
Well, I know I wasn't.
I don't think I was. I think, no, I don't think we were.
Not that I saw it, if she was, became bossy boss behind the scenes. I missed it. Fortunately, my task list was actually pretty small. Amy handled most of it. I just wanted to say on some of the options, that's all.
But you did think that we had a lot of time. And towards the end, you realized.
Yeah, I did misjudge the time a little bit. The day of the wedding, I was still gathering stuff and going to the farm and trying to get it ready. I had originally envisioned that I'd have a couple hours before the wedding to relax. And I told all my buddies that my male friends to come by and have a little toast with me before the wedding. And I was busy working that morning, still running coolers and ice and beer and setting up. And I didn't even get to the farm until 2:00, just an hour before the ceremony. And then I still had to get dressed.
Oh, no.
Well, what I was doing was sitting in the chair, getting my hair and makeup.
She started at 10. I started at 2.
You started at 2.
The ceremony was at 3.
But that's why I planned.
Right, exactly. I mean, what would you say was the most memorable part of your wedding day?
Well, I think for me, because it was uncertain whether my father would be able to be there, being 92 and, health and everything. I think for me, it was really opening up those doors. And then I first saw my dad because I walked to him because it was kind of warm that day. And so I met him halfway there down the aisle. And then when I took his hand, then my eyes, went right to Chris. It's very funny how, you just remain focused. It's like, I knew people were there, obviously, but they weren't even part of my focus. It was my eyes just went right to him and how handsome he looked in his nice suit and stuff. So to me, that was the most memorable one because that was the important, 2 words you say? I do.
Yeah. No,
well,
Chris.
For me, the aisle walk was definitely the most special part too. And her grandkids, Jackson and Amber came out. Amber was the flower girl. Jackson was the ring bearer. And to watch them come down the aisle and do their thing was really cute. And then when the music started, my best man, my good buddy, composed the music for the aisle walk. And so he had everything timed perfectly. And when the doors opened, that was my first time seeing her wedding. And she wouldn't tell me anything about the wedding dress. I had no idea what to expect.
It was beautiful.
She looked gorgeous. And then to be able to still have her dad around to hand her over, that was special too. And, he said a couple words about he and his wife, and unfortunately she lost her mom 2 years ago, but still, he presented her as my mother, your mother and I, or
your mother and I.
Yeah, that was very special.